Hello, welcome to DTMMB Media. This episode is a trailer trash breakdown. We're looking at Godzilla.
Rawr.
In a world where most of the time the trailer is better than the movie itself, two renegade loose cannon reviewers dig deep into their knowledge to save the world. Review trailers. This is Trailer Trash.
Hi, welcome back. This is Vince George of DTMMB Media, and I'm joined, as always, by my, well, not always, but most of the time, by my co-host, Chris Herndon. How you doing, Chris?
Pretty good, Vince. And I will say, for all that, I've gotten a lot of feedback from the fans. I was not involved with the last breakdown.
It was a travesty.
Yeah. So don't worry, everybody. I'm fine.
Okay. There's no foul play involved. So yeah, we're gonna look at Godzilla. The trailer came out here recently. Pretty excited about it overall, and we're certainly thinking that it's due for a breakdown from us. So, Chris, why don't you go over a little bit of a synopsis? I think everybody knows what Godzilla is about, but hey, maybe there's some youngsters out there.
The Godzilla story obviously is been told many times in Japan. In Monster Piece Theater and things over the years. Yeah. And there was obviously a version back in the 90s, Dean Devlin put out that, has maybe kind of gone down in infamy as not being a great movie, but Godzilla is a great character. And this particular movie is slated to come out in 2014. It's a new take on the Godzilla story.
In May, I believe.
May 2014. And just for those of you who are not from this planet and do not know Godzilla, Godzilla is a giant radioactive monster that wreaks havoc on mankind, on humankind.
By the way, if you're not from this planet, please, drop us a line. I mean, that would not only be something that would be amazing in history, but also we like to know who listens to our show.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a large contingent of astroboffins that tune in.
Absolutely.
Who do spend a lot of time searching for life on other planets, and that would be helpful to them.
And life within this show.
Well, yeah, true.
Okay. So I should tell you who's in this. Who is in this movie? Why do you care? Well, Godzilla, for one.
Yeah, who plays Godzilla?
I don't know if it's a traditional man in a suit. If it is a man, maybe it's Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, Michael Fassbender I would say he'd be a good choice right about now. He's pretty hot.
Well, Fassbender would be a great Godzilla, really. I don't know. I'd like to see Matthew Broderick take it up. I mean, he was in the Dean Devlin Godzilla.
Yeah, good choice.
Maybe not used to his full potential. What do you think, man? Come on, Matthew.
Sure.
Put on the rubber suit. Get it done.
Godzilla's Day Off. All right, so actually, here's who it has in it. It's got Elizabeth Olsen, who's recently an old boy.
She's one of the Olsen triplets, right?
Yes, she's the third one, the gimpy one, I believe. So
the gimp.
And she's also going to be in the Avengers: Age of Ultron. She's playing the Scarlet Witch, and she's one of two that are actually going to be in Age of Ultron. We also have Aaron Taylor Johnson, who you may know as Kick-Ass. He may be Kick-Ass in real life, but not so much maybe the comic book character, but he might kick ass. I don't know.
I'm sure he probably does. I mean, he had to work out, for the movie, for the Kick-Ass role.
Yeah. Well, he's going to be playing Quicksilver in Age of Ultron, and another big name in this is Bryan Cranston, who was known, of course, for Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, that's what he's mostly known. Or he's the dentist on Seinfeld. You might know him from that.
Oh yeah, he might have been in something else other than that. I don't know. You might do some research and find out that he's done a little bit more.
I might be misremembering that, but wasn't he hooked on meth, or he had some involvement with methamphetamine?
I'm glad to see that he's come back from that and now taking roles in major motion pictures.
Yeah, good job, Brian.
We also have Juliette Binoche, who plays Aaron Taylor's mother. Aaron Taylor Johnson, I should say, mother in it, and Ken Watanabe, who you may recognize from Inception and The Last Samurai. He was also in that. So a solid cast all around. a lot of hot names here. So that's something to take into account for this movie. Obviously, there's a lot of money backing it, and they've done some good casting. What about the director, Chris? What do we know about him?
The director is Gareth Edwards, well known mostly for visual effects. Not his catalog, not very familiar to either of us.
No.
I don't know, but he is probably his best known work is a movie from 2010 that was released in the UK called Monsters.
Yep. Don't know anything about it. Could be about Godzilla. I don't know.
You know what? Maybe it was. Maybe it was kind of a Monsters Island type of thing. Godzilla, Rodan.
Maybe he's the most qualified for this job.
Yeah, I mean that. Well, actually, with a movie like Monster, with the title of a movie like Monsters, it's kind of like you're building your resume to do a Godzilla movie.
Right.
So
I believe they became incorporated eventually. These monsters.
yeah, well, that was after they went to the university.
Okay. No, of course it makes sense. So as far as writers go, we have Max Borenstein or Stein. Stein.
I'm gonna go with Steen.
Okay.
Borenstein.
Well, he's written the screenplay also for The Seventh Son. Now, I remember seeing trailers for this in the theaters, and it kind of disappeared off the radar. And what I see is it's going to be released now in 2015. Makes me think there might be a little bit of trouble with this movie.
Yeah, I mean, typically when you see movies get delayed like that, there is a problem. Now, but it may be for the benefit of the movie. Maybe they're going back and maybe reshooting or working up some different special effects. I'm not really familiar with the background of that movie, but if it is based on the Orson Scott Card novel Seventh Son, there's some potential for some special effects, reworks and whatnot.
Yeah,
So.
it does have Jeff Bridges in it, so. Which used to count for something, but maybe not so much after the R.I.P.D. movie. I don't know. I don't know if he hurt his brand that much there or not.
Yeah, I don't think he hurt it too much because I don't think many people really cared about that one.
Oh, true. Nobody saw it. So
yeah, nobody saw it.
No harm, no foul, right?
It came out in the heart of the summer blockbuster season. There were a lot of other options for people. I don't think it hurt him too much. But I mean, that's what you get for sign on with a movie that has Ryan Reynolds. The movie's not gonna make any money.
Box office poison.
Ryan Reynolds.
So who's the other writer in this? I think we have
another writer. This one you probably are gonna know some of his work. David Callum. He wrote the story. Borenstein wrote the screenplay. Callum's known for the Expendables movies, which if you've been listening to DTMMB Media, that we've talked about Expendables 2. We've done a review of that. Yeah. And also he's known for Doom, not the video game, but the movie based on the video game starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah, so with that pedigree,
yikes,
a little bit worried. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. This is a classic story to work with.
And I mean, over the top action with Godzilla.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it could be fine.
So maybe we'll have some cameos by some major action stars, too. That'd be something.
Yeah, if they could get the cast from Expendables to show up, that could really boost
If they can just get the guy who did the CGI eyebrows for Sylvester Stallone involved with this movie,
yeah.
I think we have a winner on our hands.
I think Godzilla with Stallone's eyebrows and facial hair from Expendables 2 would be frightening. Even maybe slightly more frightening than Stallone was.
And you know me. I'm hoping for maybe a little Jason Statham.
Oh, man. Yeah, Jason Statham could really, really beef up. You know what? He would be great for the rubber suit.
Ah, yes.
We would have a buff Godzilla.
And roundhouse kicking a skyscraper?
Man. Oh, I love it. Yeah. I love it.
Okay. If you're listening out there, Godzilla makers, maybe Gareth Edwards, maybe you're a big fan.
Hey, this is not coming out till May of 2014.
Plenty of time for
you got time to redo the Godzilla suit. Get Statham in there. I like it. I think it's gold.
You know what? You know what people are here for, though? For us to break down the trailer. So
that's right.
Let's get started with that. Let me do a little adjustment here, and we will get started. All right.
Gentlemen, you are
Warner Brothers, Legendary Pictures.
Yeah, first frame. I've got some kind of an idea that this is a Time Warner company, and that Warner Brothers Pictures and Legendary Films.
It's legendary.
You are being sent in via Halo Jump. Now, I realize not all of you have had hands-on experience.
Now you know who that actor is.
I think it's David Strathairn. I think that's how you say his name.
Yep. And something I didn't notice maybe the first time I watched it, it looks to be a group of Navy SEALs because I see what may be a U.S. Navy badge on his chest.
Yeah, their camo looks kind of like Rangers, though, doesn't it?
Right.
But that might just be, maybe that's their urban camo.
Could be a joint effort.
Now, it is he is wearing different camo than the soldiers.
And that does look like the Navy. Okay, here we go. Could be Marines.
Good point, yeah. Now, that looks like that might be a Navy SEAL a medal. You're a military man.
Well, the insignia.
Yeah, the insignia that you get when you're a Navy SEAL. There, it kind of looks like that's what David Strathairn has on there at the top of his above his pocket there.
Okay, so let's keep going.
And frankly, none of us have ever faced a situation quite like this one before.
Give me breathing. And they're off.
Yeah.
I would not be...
That is a C-17 Globemaster.
That was going to be my second guess.
Yeah.
Now you're military. I know you've done a lot of these jumps in the past.
Yes.
What exactly is the reason for the red flares there? Is that just to let Godzilla know they're coming?
It looks cool.
Okay. It does
I
look
would not be
cool.
asking any one of you to take this leap if I did not have complete faith in your ability to succeed.
Now, it does look like a what's called a halo jump, which is high altitude, low opening.
Yeah.
So
yep.
I think that's what we got going on here.
Also, just point out something really quick. The music. One thing. The first time I saw this, it jumped out at me. The music. It sounds very familiar to. I'm a big Stanley Kubrick fan, as you know. It sounds like 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Sure does.
When Dave goes through when Dave Bowman goes through the Stargate, it's kind of what it reminds me of. Which I like it. It gives it a creepy, kind of builds the tension.
Right.
Your courage will never be more needed than it is today.
That's a neat look.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool shot right there.
That is a neat look right there.
Now I kind of like, this kind of takes me back to Doom. Doom was it actually had a lot of first person looks in it,
Yeah.
So maybe it's been kind of written out that way, but interesting take.
I will say what would be cool right here is if one of those guys pulls his ripcord and his lunch comes out, like when Wile E. Coyote used to do that, and it'd be
Or an anvil.
Yeah, that's true. Very good.
Now we can see what already is destruction of a city. At this point, we're not sure what city it is.
Ooh.
But now we are.
Looks like San Francisco to me. It looks like the Trans-America Tower there to the right. Looks like maybe we've got maybe a destroyed bridge over here to the right of the screen.
It's hard to say. It could be a pier, or it could be a bridge.
But yeah, that's
and you can see up at the top, kind of right side, you can still see the guys coming down in their halo jump.
oh yeah, that looks good.
Now, this is kind of our first little.
This is their target.
Yeah. There we see.
I see the spines.
Yeah, the traditional Godzilla spines. This is where I started to get excited.
Yeah. Now, I mean, one of the big problems with the Dean Devlin, the last Godzilla attempt here in the United States, was the monster did not look like Godzilla. I mean, they were basically trying to do a new look Godzilla, and they actually made a big deal. If I remember correctly, I mean, it was like this big media publicity campaign where they did not reveal the monster,
right,
for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
I like this because they're showing you, they're giving you enough of the monster that you can tell that it's more of a traditional Godzilla.
No,
look.
I kind of liked the hidden reveal for a while. I think that worked well for Cloverfield. I think there was a lot of buzz about that movie, and there was a lot of talk online. There was a lot of different little pieces that were revealed enough that people were trying to guess what the monster looked like. And I remember one trailer in specific, I mean, you barely get a flash. And I remember seeing pictures drawn out of, okay, this is what I think it looked like. Godzilla's a little different case.
Yeah.
because you already know what he should look like, which was ignored in the last movie. But now this gives me confidence that we're back to the traditional Godzilla.
Now, am I correct in saying that they still do Godzilla and Godzilla-related films in Japan, right? Or
I think it's been a while, but it hasn't been that long. I think they release things like Godzilla Universe or Godzilla 2000, and
I do remember Godzilla 2000, and it was the traditional Godzilla.
Right.
It's really the only departure from that was the Dean Devlin one.
Now there is an interesting one out there that actually has the traditional Godzilla going up against the new Godzilla and just destroying him.
Really?
It's very poor CGI, but not much different than the Godzilla movie. But it's something that was definitely done as a call out to that horrible, horrible movie. You can kind of make out his head a little bit there, and really start to get a sense of maybe his size. Look at that.
Oh, there
right
we go. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a money shot right there. Based upon the size of the jumper, looks pretty big.
Yeah, I'm going to estimate Godzilla's height at about 900 feet.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yep.
Now, I do have to ask, what in the heck are these SEAL Halo jumpers going to accomplish here?
Good question. I couldn't figure out if they were going to try to jump onto him.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the best approach, is to actually jump on his back. It looks like that one guy is certainly going for his head. Maybe not the smartest place. I don't know. Maybe they've found a weakness.
Hopefully, this is not the best assault idea that we come up with. We're gonna drop our very best SEAL team, down on top of a 900-foot monster.
Yeah, squishy people going up against such a monster is probably not the best route. I mean, we do have aircraft, I would imagine.
Yeah, and I mean, we have missiles, and let's hope for the sake of veracity of the story, the actual movie story, that there's a reason why they're jumping on him, and that's not just this is our assault on Godzilla.
Okay, I've seen Wasp in the Avengers. She gets real small. Maybe they're trying to get into his ear.
Yeah, maybe
his nose.
Maybe they're just trying to be pesky. Just
climb up his nose and shoot him right in the brain. Might be the way to go.
I thought about this the wrong way. You're right. That is actually a pretty effective way to go about it.
So now we actually get into a couple of scenes. This looks like the back of Bryan Cranston here. He's running towards danger, because that's just the kind of guy he is.
Well, he's
on meth.
Yeah, I was going to say he's probably all juiced up on the rock.
Dwayne Johnson from Doom?
No, actually, methamphetamines.
Oh, okay.
Now, is he in Japan there? Are those Japanese guys running by him? It's like he's at Fukushima. He's like downstairs the Fukushima power plant.
It definitely has a Japanese look. Now, we do know that this is due to a radioactive monster, so it could be a Fukushima situation.
That would be interesting. We don't know a lot about the story yet.
Right.
But that would be very interesting if somehow that was 2011, right, when they had the really the big quake in Japan, and we had the nuclear plant meltdown, right? Fukushima power plant. It'd be really interesting if somehow they tied this story in with that true event.
True.
Actually, we kind of like that.
And here it looks like we have another shot of maybe the same group of SEAL or Marines. I'm going to say they're Marines at this point because the camo did look like Marine camo. A train could be carrying maybe a weapon against. Yeah,
maybe they might have a missile, loaded up on the back of that thing. Again, I'm not. Why are we sending our guys in? I mean,
I have to wonder: if there's something else going on here?
There must be something going on. Like maybe I don't know.
Some kind of subplot. Maybe the baby Godzilla's again, like the other one.
Oh, what if Godzuki makes an appearance?
That'd be something. With his smoke rings.
Oh yeah,
threatening.
I like it.
Now we get our first look at Aaron Taylor Johnson, who was probably the first person view that we saw jumping from the aircraft. So that was probably him as well. Here we see a train, Possibly a subway, I would say. Most likely a subway, unless
This-
it's in Japan. Then those are outside. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, I don't. And there's something going on. You can see something in the window there. Is that part of Godzilla there in that window to the right? I can't really tell.
Possibly.
Yeah, we were just kind of speculating a little bit on that, but it does kind of look like a subway.
Definitely, I would say it looks American.
Yeah, this is American.
Yeah.
I can tell because the people are a little overweight. Oh wait, that's us. I'm looking at the.
They don't look as efficient.
Yeah.
Now this looks obviously like another maybe underground. It looks like a bunker of some sort. Looks like maybe those same group of Marines, and maybe that's why they're on the ground.
I'm starting to wonder if there's some kind of nuclear facility or something that creates Godzilla or something, because we've seen some underground. There's clearly an underground bunker of some kind of facility with you can see all the ventilation and all the power sources on the ceiling, which that's kind of points towards that.
The green reminds me of this, and this scene in particular reminds me of Aliens.
Yes, yeah, it does have that. That's a good call. It does look very much like Aliens.
And there's Ken Watanabe, looking maybe confused, and he's looking up through a hole. So I would imagine this is maybe where Godzilla burrowed up from. Maybe he was.
Maybe they found. Yeah, maybe they found where he escaped or something.
Mm-hmm. Now this looks like an airport.
Airport, definitely an airport or a train station
with the
or something.
planes and all.
Yeah, I can see the planes now.
So we see train tracks and we see him jumping off. So there's obviously something going very wrong at this point.
It seems like Godzilla is really trying to hit us at the heart of our transportation system.
Good idea. Get the logistics first. Without logistics, we're hanging. There we go. This looks like it's out at just right off the coast, or just right off of San Francisco, and I'm going to assume that may be a nuke.
Looks like it's dented though.
Good point.
I mean, see that? I mean,
it's used.
Slightly used nuke.
The budget for this movie, a real nuke would have cost a fortune.
True.
So slightly used, maybe off of eBay. Probably still as effective.
No, I just have to point out, can you imagine the stress level when that dent occurred? Somebody dropped that nuke on its nose and bent it, or ran a car into it or something. That's when everybody goes, oh, God, no. And it didn't go off. Thank God.
Yeah, they look pretty cautious, actually. This is looks like a school, but I can't tell.
This jumps out at me. It kind of looks, and I've not been there, but in movies and various things, it kind of looks to me like one of those boarding schools, or not boarding schools, but a school in Japan where American servicemen's kids go or something.
Well, that backpack that you see in the scene is definitely a Japanese backpack.
Okay, maybe that's what's I'm wearing. I'm getting that vibe with the uniforms they're wearing.
Yeah, I think you're dead on the military, like a military base type school,
right?
Middle school, yeah. Can't really tell who that is.
Is that Juliette Binoche?
Oh, that could be.
We had a quick shot of her earlier there that we didn't really talk about. A very quick shot. I can't tell if that might be her there.
Oh, yeah, it does actually. Yeah, I believe that does look like her. So here we see Malcolm in the middle, Dad, looking all messed up again.
Yeah, or maybe Reese just broke something in the kitchen, That was Binoche.
Yeah. This does not look like a good situation happening here. You've got the red. Red means radiation in movies.
Yeah. I think it's clear, it's obvious what this reminds me of is Wrath of Khan. It's like you've got Spock in there.
It's all according if you're talking about the reboot or not.
I mean specifically Wrath of Khan.
Okay.
Not the Into the Darkness with Khan in it that just came out this year. Though that did have a similar scene, obviously, with the roles reversed.
I'm thinking this scene means that Juliette Binoche becomes Godzilla.
that's she gets exposed to radiation and becomes a 900-foot reptilian monster.
Interesting twist on the origin.
And maybe she's in the rubber suit.
Well, it looks like she's kind of suited up there. It's probably the train we saw earlier. There's a lot of dead bodies.
A lot of bodies there. Again, Godzilla does not like our transportation system at all.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
A little more clean cut than he was in
Kick-Ass.
In Kick-Ass, yeah.
Quite a different look. Now, this is almost a scene that is exactly like the previous Godzilla.
It's definitely it's definitely an homage. The only reason you show this in the trailer is to say, remember that last Godzilla movie where they had the hole in the building?
Yeah.
We have one too.
Now, this kind of tells me about his size, which it seems that he's a little smaller than I assume from the beginning, unless this is a very tall building. But like you said, he looks like he kind of moves. He kind of slinks down, so he might be bent over a little bit for that one, or maybe he's not fully grown. I guess that's
the Olsen triplet.
Yeah, yep. This is the BART.
Oh, so San Francisco again, Bay Area something transit. What was that? Bay Area.
and
the DTMMB Media dog, it makes an appearance.
That's awesome. She wanted to know what was going on.
She's a Godzilla fan as well.
Again,
I like the spines.
Yes.
Looks very much like the old school.
I wonder if they'll. Obviously, he's going to have to have the shooting of the fire out of the mouth. And I have to wonder if the spines are going to glow like they have in the Godzilla movies prior.
There we go.
Money shot again. We can get a good look. Obviously looks, maybe a little flatter look to the head than the old Godzilla. I think this is obviously an updated CGI model of Godzilla, the traditional Godzilla. It's not a guy in a suit. It's CGI. So why not make it look a little more realistic?
Yeah, it looks a little more like what we know as a T-Rex,
right?
In the head area.
Well,
whereas the original had a little rounder, maybe a little. The original rubber suit Godzilla had a little bit more of almost like an amphibian look to his face. Kind of like salamander-ish or something. This is they're definitely going for a fearsome reptilian look in the head.
Right. Now, let's keep going. That reminds me of the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. That ending sound. Very similar, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Now we see Godzilla and in the background the kanji, which of course says Gojira.
Gojira.
I know this because my wife is Japanese and she told me so. Not because I can read it. So May 2014, obviously in 3D and IMAX 3D.
This is probably going to be one of those movies that if you're going to see it in the theater in 3D. Obviously, they have the shots we saw in the trailer there don't give you a full reveal of Godzilla, but and you're always looking at him through a haze of smoke, but which might not necessarily look all that great in 3D. But I can only imagine there's some pretty big scenes that occur that the 3D will probably pop a little bit, I would hope.
Yeah, so basically we've come up with a system. If you listen to our last audio podcast on iTunes, and make sure you check us out there. It's dtmmbmedia.com/iTunes. And for that matter, check out dtmmbmedia.com, right?
Right, I would check out both, and I would definitely go to iTunes, and whether you like us or not, give us 5 stars. Go ahead and review us.
Absolutely. So we're going to do what we did our last audio podcast when we did a review of a movie. We basically broke it down into small sections where we could rate it individually. It's going to be a different categories than the movie.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's kind of the same system.
And we can't promise that it won't change on the next one, but we'll do some kind of system. We take a very analytical approach to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 5 different categories that we're going to rate. So I'll go ahead and start. The first one is the presentation. Okay, how was the trailer presented to you? Was it effective? Was there too many cuts? How was the look, the feel, the whole 9 yards? I'm going to give it a B. I've seen better trailers. Maybe a little bit too much of the Halo jump in the beginning and the first-person view to kind of make me happy. But overall, B is a good score. So what'd you think?
I gave it a little bit higher score. I gave it a B+. I think that the fact that it's kind of an early, more of a teaser trailer, I like the look. And I thought that the scenes they chose to present, the way it was edited, I didn't mind the Halo jump. I thought it was kind of cool because, first of all, we got that really neat look of them coming through the clouds,
Yeah.
and then your first look at Godzilla, with all the smoke and the dust from the rubble. I liked it okay, and I liked the fact the way it kind of worked with the music there in the beginning, and I didn't have a problem with it.
Okay,
so I'll give it a B+.
Great. So now the synopsis. Can you understand what the story is about by just watching the trailer? Now, many of us, of course, know the Godzilla story, so we are familiar. However, say you're a young pup, just coming out of the wild. Say you're my daughter. My daughter has no concept of the old Godzilla or the newer Godzilla. This would be her first kind of showing of it.
Oh, to be young again.
Yes, to be young. But, okay, would she get it? I think that she likely would, but wouldn't understand enough to know, okay, maybe what the origin is, what the full story is. Is Godzilla just a large creature wreaking havoc? Is it like Cloverfield, or is there more story to it? Because of this, I gave it a C. You don't really get a kind of a good feel of exactly what's going on. Now, I understand a lot of this is hidden for a reason, because this is a well-known story. You want to keep a level of mystery to it. However, I got to look at it from a trailer point of view of, could you figure out what exactly this movie is about by just seeing the trailer? And I had this problem with American Hustle recently. I watched the trailer and I still wasn't sure what it's about. And I'm still not so sure what it's about to this day. I do know now that it's based on a true story, and that's just from listening to
Godzilla?
Oh, no, that's American Hustle.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep. I gave the synopsis a score a C as well. I'm kind of like you. I mean, this is a kind of a tough one to do a synopsis score on, because we kind of already, there's certain elements of the story that we know are going to be there. I mean, and they do reinforce it a little bit. We do know that radioactivity is going to be part of this. We got enough of a look that I can kind of speculate that maybe something like a nuclear meltdown had something to do with it. We know enough that it looks like it takes place in the areas of the Pacific coast, like the traditional Godzilla stories do, either Japan, possibly Japan and San Francisco, maybe just San Francisco.
That's something we don't know. Has Japan been decimated, and now he's made his way to San Francisco, which is a pretty long swim, but maybe not so much for Godzilla, but we don't really. It's not really clear what's going on there.
Yeah, is there going to be an origin story? I mean, maybe this one picks up. I mean, a lot of the classic Godzilla movies that I remember watching as a kid, there wasn't a mystery on where did Godzilla come from. Everybody knew Godzilla. Oh God, Godzilla's back. They knew Godzilla already. So I mean, is this going to be kind of he reemerges after years, or is this is this an origin story? A lot of questions left unanswered, and quite frankly, in fairness to the makers of the trailer, then maybe they were trying to be ambiguous on purpose.
Right.
But if we're going to be strict to our scoring system, you can't give it a very high score for synopsis, I don't think.
Right. So we'll go into music. I gave it a B+, which is a good score. I'm with you. I like that kind of eerie opening. It sounds almost like a chorus. When you think about it, you have the clouds and the guys coming through the clouds, almost like an angelic sound, but yet creepy in a way. Kind of builds up the tension quite well in the trailer.
Yeah, I think what little bit of the score that we got in the trailer, and let's face it, I mean, the movie doesn't come out for 6 months. They might not have it completely scored yet, but what little bit we got, I think it does. It feels, it gave that kind of an epically creepy type of vibe to it. So yeah, I gave the music an A.
And stayed away from the blomception, if you will.
The Inception low bass tones or whatever. I mean, Inception's the movie that the trailer I remember that really kind of kicked off.
Yeah.
And now it seems like almost any action trailer you see has that low bass boom, in the background. And I didn't have that.
Can we get that again?
Boom.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Now, if you like, for example, like the Pacific Rim trailer, for example, I remember had that a lot.
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing that in the theater, and those low bass tones were like, my eardrums were, almost tickling. It was so low. So
that was actually me. I was sitting next to you.
Oh,
I'm sorry for that.
It
happens.
Oh, quick tongue to George. But yeah, I gave the music
They
an
do
A.
call me Wet Willie.
That's good. So our fourth scoring category is the reveal factor. Kind of a mixture of what they chose to show to reveal, especially in a movie like this. We don't know necessarily what the new look monster is going to be, so how much of it did they keep away? Was it effective the way they gave us just a little bit of it or whatever? And granted, each trailer that we do this with is going to be a little different.
Right.
In this particular case, I gave this an A because I like the fact they went ahead and gave us a little touch of the Godzilla. You could see the spines. We got a good look at his profile. We got to hear him roar at the end. And these are the types of things that were strategically kept away from the Dean Devlin publicity for that version. And I like the fact that this version is not trying to do all that. It's been done. They're like, okay, we're making a movie. Here's a little touch. This is what Godzilla looks like. Get excited.
No, I totally agree. I think the reveal factor was great. And this is a case where the least amount of reveal that you can do, the better. And we're kind of talking about a lot of movies these days have trailers that show all the best parts of the movie. Now, that certainly did not... I hope it didn't have all the best parts, because that would be pretty weak. But I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of great shots in this movie. I mean, you got Godzilla. It's such an awesome property.
But they didn't. They did give you a decent amount of the good shots, because I can imagine like that train, for example, that was destroyed.
Right.
I mean, that was a big. That was a big shot. That was that looked really good, and I think that would be kind of a. I'm sure the cinematographer is pretty proud of the way that looked, and they went ahead and gave you that in the trailer, so you have an idea this is probably going to be a pretty visually appealing movie. Another thing about the reveal too is it revealed all the actors and what they're going to look like, what their roles look like.
Right.
Now, you don't always get that, especially in these teaser trailers. But they made a point. Now, before we started the trailer, we went ahead and told you everybody that was, the main actors that were going to be in it. It's not like in the trailer, if you just watched that cold, that you were going to necessarily know. But when you got done with it, you know that Ken Watanabe is in it. Juliette Binoche's in it. Bryan Cranston's in it. You see Aaron Taylor Johnson in a couple different views, and you see the Olsen triplets. So you get everything. You get a look at all the actors, and I kind of like that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, the last one is the excitement factor. Now, this is a difficult one. We have to take our own kind of personal experience with this. It can't be just based off the trailer. It has to be based on our own personal experience. My experience with Godzilla, he was a very big part of my childhood. Probably
he actually used to watch you in the afternoons when your mom was at work, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Caused just mass destruction of my childhood.
It was big for me too. More of my teenage years, I actually lost my virginity to Godzilla. I don't know if I ever told you that, or at least it was somebody in a rubber suit. I'm not sure.
Whew. No, I did not know that.
That's a big reveal.
I should have that rubber suit, by the way. Think about it.
Yeah, they kept licking my ear too at the same time. My excitement level, yeah. Okay, if you just tell me that they're going to make a big budget blockbuster Godzilla movie, I'm going to be pretty excited about it, because I too love Godzilla as a child. That being said, excitement may be tempered a little bit based on the last effort of American filmmakers to do a big budget Godzilla movie. Again, we keep referring to the last one, the Dean Devlin version. A classically bad movie. I still watch it, but if it was good, that would be enough for you to go, oh, I'm excited. Wait a minute. Should I be excited because the last one wasn't that good? I think that the trailer And I gave the excitement level score an A on this because the trailer kind of set my excitement back up and kind of took the bad taste of the Dean Devlin Godzilla, out of my memory, and to look forward to the new one.
You know what? We should be slamming this right now because we could end up being mayor of San Francisco in the movie if we slam it enough.
Oh, true. Yes.
Yes, because the mayor was based upon Roger Ebert, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, because he had slammed a previous movie of Devlin's. So
you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
The mayor of the previous Godzilla and his Godzilla was based upon Ebert. So maybe we should be slamming this right now. Your movie's gonna suck. All right. Let's see. What's your name again? Gareth Edward. Who cares? Who are you? I don't even know you. So if you want to make me mayor of San Francisco in your Godzilla movie, think about it. You agree with that? Well, anyway,
I agree. You should be the mayor of San Francisco. I would vote for you. Of course, I don't live there, so I don't have a whole lot of stake in it.
Well, excitement level is, of course, an A for me as well. Which my total ends up being an 8.4 out of 10, which is pretty outstanding, I think, for a trailer. Our first go around here, and what'd yours end up being?
A little bit higher. I went with 8.7, which gives us a combined score, average score of 8.6, which is, I guess, the low end of an A, like an A minus, right?
Yeah, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I have seen, but a lot of them I compare to maybe the Superman trailers. Now,
the Superman trailer,
some of the early ones.
Yeah, the Superman trailer. I will go on record as that was like maybe, the best trailer that I've maybe ever seen. That movie, I thought the movie was not as good as the trailer, even though the movie was pretty good. The trailer was amazing.
Yeah, my anticipation level was off the charts for that Superman movie after those trailers. There's been a lot of things said about the Superman movie, but the trailer definitely got me pumped up, and this is kind of going in that same direction. Now, we have a long time to go before this movie is actually released.
We'll probably see another trailer or two. But you know what? I kind of hope that they don't. I mean, I think that trailer was good enough that I hope they don't do like 3 or 4 different trailers, because typically what you'll see happen as these blockbusters get closer to release, they'll start giving you additional trailers. They have more reveal, maybe one that's a little bit more focused on the characters and stuff. And by the time the movie comes out, it almost takes away from your viewing experience. It's like you've seen too much of it.
Right. I totally agree. So overall, a good trailer, and I think this was a successful trailer trash with both of us involved, the breakdown edition, if you will. And so you'll be seeing more of these as we go along, and hope you enjoy this format. Please leave comments if you do, and I guess we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
This has been a Don't Tell Me My Business media production.